I talked to my pastor in those couple of weeks. I was like, dude, like, I don't know what to do with these situations. How am I supposed to go about this? And he was like, Aaden, like, you're a phenomenal man. You are a good friend. You're a good person. Like you really truly are an awesome human. But you are like terrible, the worst at this thing, and like, and you're a lousy god.
Step in the ring for the fight of my life, hit my knees and I strap on my gloves. Boy, I've been prepping since like I was 7, and thing is I'm already covered in blood. Walking in love, this for the ones who been stuck in the mud, searching for hope. Trust me, I know what it feel like to drown in my problems, but God came and threw me the rope. Can't wait to look in his eyes. All of my life I've been battling lies. I found the truth and took off my disguise. Come from my head, I still live for
Like, that's what's up.
Oh, but anyways. All right. So, second episode of Bible Brothers. This is my good friend, Aaden Jensen.
Hello.
And so me and Aiden met in October 2024. And now we're very good friends, brothers, gym bros.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's awesome.
And we also talk a lot, and we spent a good 2 minutes trying to figure out how to start this video.
It's very
And then
true.
Nelson just started it, so now we're going. So yeah,
It's awesome. But yeah, so hopefully this video is a little less awkward because I have somebody talking with me. I am going to try to post every week. I went home last weekend, so that's why I didn't. But all right, we can get going here. So Aiden, if you just want to introduce yourself.
yeah. So I'm a freshman. Nelson's a sophomore down in college here. So yeah, I played some sports in high school. Thought about walking on for football down here, and ended up tearing my shoulder. And then that's actually how I met Nelson. I was like, hey, nice shoulder sling. Like, I recognize that. Yeah, so got some sports injuries there. I just found faith about a year and a half ago. And then last August, I got baptized, which was like really cool experience. Um, if you're nervous to get baptized because of all the people watching, just do it. It's awesome. Such a great experience. And like, you can just feel the Holy Spirit just with everybody there. So yeah, that was definitely cool. I have a brother who has a couple kids, so I'm an uncle, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, that's kind of who I am and what I'm about. I'm studying mechanical engineering with an emphasis on biomedical engineering. So I wanna hopefully help people with prosthetics and kind of regain control of their life. You know, people that lose them in accidents and like war vets and stuff like that. So that's my goal down learning wise. Yeah.
So he's really smart.
I just
I'm
try.
not.
Yeah.
So we have a really good friendship. I think we pretty much hit it off when we met at university the first time.
Yeah.
October 10th.
You got that down,
Dude,
really? That's
I was
crazy.
curious, so I scrolled back in our texts to the day that you sent me the link for that
The shoulder
the
sling,
shoulder
or
brace
shoulder brace.
because I was at the gym on
Wow.
Wednesday, and I was like, we probably met the night after at university on Thursday,
Yeah, it was either that or the next week.
something like that.
So it was either the 10th
So
or
it was
the
the
17th.
17th.
Wow, you got that. That's crazy. That's pretty
Yep.
cool. That you have that like
So
down.
I was like, oh, that'd be pretty cool to figure out. Like I said, this is kind of just a podcast to see how college students live, and almost 3/4 of the way through next month
Yeah.
of your first year of college. And so what's kind of that been like just being a Christian in college? We're kind of going out of order here, but that's okay.
That's okay. I don't know. It's definitely like different because everyone back home, all my uncles, you know, are like, oh, you out partying and getting with girls and stuff. I'm like, nah. Like I'm
Yeah.
I go to Bible studies on Wednesday and I go, you know, to large group worship on Thursdays. I meet cool people and you know, they're all like I'm assuming that they're like, oh, that's kind of lame. Like that's boring. Like why don't you go out and have fun? It's like you have so much more fun in my opinion, as a Christian who doesn't necessarily indulge in some of those things because it's like we were talking with buddies today. They had a paraglider, which is like a parachute basically, and a big fan on your back if you don't know. And then that guy like flying through the air and another guy on a sports bike, and the dude was like standing on his shoulders while the guy was driving. It was crazy. It's like you don't need all these crazy things to like have fun, as the world would say, I guess. So I think that's been the biggest transition is like just finding people and finding activities that are a little bit like different than what the standard or the normalized like partying and drinking and having hookups and like stuff like that. I think that's been like the coolest thing probably about being a Christian in school and then battling sickness.
It is a sick season
Yeah,
here. That's cool. A
yeah.
lot of people getting
A
sick.
lot of prayers for that, definitely.
Yep. But yeah, dude, that's awesome. It's so true. Like the community you surround yourself with is huge,
Mm-hmm.
and just you just gotta find those good friends that are a good influence on you,
Literally,
and you gotta
I wrote that in my notes today at church. I wrote community is huge.
yes.
Like it was not to cut you off, but
No, no, no,
that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
no, that's true. Yeah, the sermon today was really good. I'm glad he hit on that
Yeah,
because I think it's just the community is such a huge part of just sticking to your faith and making sure you can continue to grow with everyone else's thoughts that may know more than you or just have a different perspective than you.
exactly. Yeah,
So,
it just opens your eyes to so many other ways to view the Bible and stuff like that.
hmm so, but yeah, dude, that's so true. That's awesome. And the fact that you already know that only 3/4 of it into your first year is so cool.
Yeah, I went in with some preparation
Preparation.
and a prayer warrior back home who's
Hey,
who was my pastor who retired now. But
okay.
yeah, pretty cool.
Yes, sir, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Oh, but I don't know. Do you just want to talk about like your journey, how you met Jesus? And
yeah.
I guess I say how you met Jesus. A lot of people say they found Jesus, but I think, well, I've heard your story, and I know mine's similar, different in
Mm-hmm.
many ways, but similar in a lot of ways too. And I think for us, Jesus found us. We didn't find Jesus.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, that's why I say how you met Jesus, because I think sometimes Jesus just finds you. You don't find
oh,
him.
100%. I think like my testimony is kind of like broad. Like it's like a lot of little things versus like you had that big like on your knees like dude help.
Yeah.
you know, mine's I've had a few of those moments, but mine's a little bit more broad where like so I'll just start from like the very beginning. I did not grow up in a Christian household. Not that my family was against it. We just did not like go to church. It was never really like I don't know, we just didn't. And so I'm a science and math brain and like so people were always like, "Oh, so you believe in the Big Bang?" And like, no, like not at all. like I do not believe that a bunch of rocks hit each other perfectly and then all of a sudden gravity was the perfect amount of force. Otherwise, if it was off by like that much,
hmm
we would cease to exist. Like I just didn't believe that. But I never really knew how to pursue like church or God. So I just kind of put it off. I was like, well, that can't really be it either. So now fast forward to the summer before my senior year. So last summer, no, 2 summers ago. 2 summers ago.
You're old, man.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Literally. 2 summers ago, I started dating this girl who I knew her family had gone to church. She had grown up religious, but I didn't really know, yada yada, whatever, whatever. So one day I was kind of like, man, maybe I should ask her if she wants to go to church or like what that's like, whatever. And then I got scared, I got intimidated, so I didn't. And then literally like 2 days later, she was like, "Hey Aiden, do you want to go to church with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, like yes, please." So like
Yeah.
that was like the first like okay, maybe this is a crazy coincidence, or maybe God heard me saying like, "Oh, maybe I should ask her if I should go to church or could go to church with her." But I was not confident, and so then she came to me, and I believe that that was God, kind of like working through her and being like, "Yo, dude, let's go to church." And
100%.
yeah, so the relationship didn't end up working out. Some things happened, yada yada, and then I began battling with like some anxiety and depression and just a lot of stress from that. And like it was actually kind of like it got scary a few times with myself. which I don't know. It was weird. And I now looking at it, it was the enemy really trying to get me to not go to church anymore. And be like, hey, here's this person who brought you to Jesus, but look at how much like pain and stuff I can like that person also caused. And now looking back, I was like the enemy was making me believe that all this stuff was so bad. And there were a few nights where I was like God, like here I am on my knees crying because I don't know what to do. Like help me, please. And slowly but surely, God totally answered those prayers, which is really cool. And things like that. And then I was getting ready to go to college, um, and I did a little 8 week thing with my pastor, and he was like, on the eighth week, so we met once a week. On the eighth day, he was like, "All right, let's pray that you can like find like an intervarsity or a Christian fellowship, community down there, right?" And I was like, "All right, bet." And so we prayed, and I didn't really think too much of it. I get to school, I move in, my door is like right next to my RA. I'm like, all right, I'm I'm not planning on doing anything stupid, but that's still kind of annoying. Yada yada. Turns out I go like, hey, my RA's name is also Aaden. I was like, hey Aaden, do you know anything of like intervarsity? Anything like that? I wasn't really expecting him to know anything. He's like, oh yeah, dude, like all my friends are in it, I'm in it, like it's a super big deal to me, stuff like that. I was like, whoa. And that's a prayer that you kind of I kind of put off.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's, I don't know, whatever. It's just like a little group, and all of a sudden, like it was answered immediately, like literally the first thing, like right away. And so that's of course where I met Nelson. Community, huge again. Um, and so it's like I've had a lot of little answered prayers, like in little moments that end up being kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
In senses like that, I guess. And then I've just been able to chase him a lot, since being here and stuff like that. But it's been cool. So my testimony is a little bit more like broad, I guess I
Mm-hmm.
would say, versus one big like Jesus, like take this,
Yeah.
like I'm giving it to you kind of thing. But yeah, so it's been cool, definitely to see how God has really like worked
Yeah.
in my life and in your life, but like you know what I mean, like.
Yeah. We've added a lot to each other's testimonies, I think,
Hmm.
because it was kind of crazy. Because, well, you went to university with that girl, like the first
Oh
week
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I went like the first week or two. I went with my ex girlfriend, and yada yada, and then we broke up. And I thought I was, protecting her, being good by not going to InterVarsity so that she could, and so I didn't go for like a really long time, for like a month or two or something like that. Like I don't know. And then I was like, all right, I should probably go to InterVarsity because I heard that she wasn't going. I go and I see this guy, and
We
I'm
had
like,
met twice before
yeah.
this.
And oh, a little mini story on that in like 2 seconds.
Oh,
And so then I recognized his face. I was like, yo, you want to sit next to each other? And he was like, sure. And like
we
Nelson
sat
at
in the back.
yeah, and Nelson at this time had like long hair, backwards hat like that, but like longer hair and little goatee, like cowboy boots and stuff. I was like, wow, this dude could like eat me for his protein for the day. I was like, huh. And so I was like low key intimidated too. And then obviously, you know, obviously we're really good friends though. But
Yes.
that little story, the first time we met was in passing with this shoulder sling, yada yada. That was like a 3 second interaction, super awkward because here's some random freshman going up to some dude like, "Yo, did you tear your labrum too?"
Yeah.
And then
It
yeah,
was kind of
literally,
funny.
oh, 100%. Like I can't even imagine what you thought. Like here's some random dude, and then and then I meet him in the gym. What, like a week later or something, or like a few days
It
later,
was something. It was something like that.
and I was like, man, I kind of want to talk to this dude about this shoulder sling because he looks like an athlete, like maybe yada yada. And I was like, oh, he's big. Like I was like genuinely intimidated. He was doing single arm pec decks like more than I could do double arms at that time because I was just getting cleared to lift again and stuff like that because I got the same surgery or whatever. And I was like, he's just dude in a sling doing one arm, and I'm like, huh. So I walked by him like literally 4 or 5 times before I go up to him. I almost didn't go up to him in the gym. which was like I'm so happy I did because
Yeah,
obviously
me too.
this like we played guitar for like 5 hours
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
2 nights ago. Yeah,
Two
it
nights
was
ago,
insane.
yeah, he came because my roommate was gone, and I was like, or no, you invited yourself over, I think, actually.
No, you no, I did not. No, you were like, yo, what are you doing tonight?
Oh, did I invite
Yeah,
you?
or like
I couldn't remember.
I don't know. We talked about hanging out though.
Yeah, and we were
So
gonna watch Star
I did
Wars.
not invite myself. Yeah, I brought up the Star Wars idea.
Yeah, and then we ended up playing guitar for like 4.5 hours with like a 20-minute break in there or something.
Yeah, because we were watching a guitar video.
Yeah, exactly.
So InterVarsity and like finding people like friendships like that. It's just been like again like small little answered prayers
Yeah.
that kind of add to my testimony. Like yeah, because my roommate and some of like our other buddies like they party a lot and they enjoy that lifestyle and I'm like guys, but when you're drinking with your intentions, it's like I want to see you in heaven.
Yeah.
And like I don't really want to do some of those things. Like I don't have a desire to drink in the first place. Like I just like I don't know. I just don't. So then like I was kind of scared that I was gonna wrap myself up in that, and then my breakup happened like a couple weeks into school, and like it was not a great breakup. And I've dabbled in some of that stuff in the past, and so I was kind of scared actually. I guess I don't think I've ever told you that. Like I was like kind of scared that like I would really start going down that path
Mm-hmm.
again, and like some of those other
Yeah.
recreational things, and
Yeah.
like I was just like I was genuinely scared that I was gonna like because I was like I don't want to, but I feel like it'd be so easy and it'd feel good and yada
Mm-hmm.
yada, and like and then I met you and stuff like that, and it's like Jesus makes you feel good, like come on,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
perfect timing.
yeah, literally, well, God's timing.
God's timing is crazy.
Isaiah 60:22. The time is right. I, the Lord, will make it happen. I think I have it on my phone. Yeah, Isaiah 60:22. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. It's a banger
Exactly.
verse.
It is a banger verse, and it's so true. God's timing is something else because in the moment you have no idea what's going on, and then He like fulfills His plan, and you're like, "Holy crap!"
Hmm.
It all makes sense.
I wrote that at church again today too.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like oh man, it was something to do like God's calling might be like uncomfortable and seem
Mm,
wrong or something like that, and then all of a sudden it's like bang, like you're like oh, that's why that happened.
yep.
And it's like okay,
Nice.
yeah, like we're chilling.
Oh yeah. No, that's so true. Yeah, it's definitely have to leave your comfort zone a lot of the times to grow spiritually for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
So is Quinn here?
Quinn might be here.
That's okay. Q Dizzy. Hello. You get a live
Hi Quinn.
we have a live audience,
We just
guys.
got a live reaction to Quinn
Quinn,
pulling up.
is her
Quinn, you want to say hi?
want to say hi?
No, you got to use the mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
he'll make an appearance at some point.
Yeah, he'll be on here eventually. He just doesn't want to right now.
Yeah.
I'll get him too. Don't worry. But yeah, we're talking about InterVarsity.
Heck yeah.
Yes, sir. What did you get at the library? We're going so off topic. That's okay. No. What?
No,
did you get at
we're
the
good.
library?
Ooh.
Oh,
Banger book.
such a good book.
He got a really good book.
You got the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
see ya.
Goodbye. I think he feels bad because we're filming.
Nah, Quinn's a dog.
Nah,
It's okay.
it's okay. I did tell him beforehand that we were filming and he could stay in
Yeah.
here. So.
Well, and we low key could have done this like
Oh,
a
true.
good like half hour ago.
True, but we were
So.
watching NASCAR.
Yeah.
So.
Which I'm glad you shut off because otherwise I definitely would.
Dude, no, I'd be watching it right
I know,
now
I'd
too.
be like,
oh,
yeah, literally.
but,
God's timing.
oh yeah, oh,
Did we say
that's
something
where I
else
was going
after
with that. God's timing is crazy because the night I met him at InterVarsity was my first night at InterVarsity,
Yeah.
which
Oh
was
yeah.
which was
We're
crazy.
going way back. We forgot about
Yeah.
that part.
Well, I talked about it in the first video. I was like, I met my Bible study leader Caleb at church, and he invited me to InterVarsity that next week. And then I saw this kid there. I'm like, no way. And then we had an awkward handshake because I think I
Oh,
tried to dab him up and he tried to shake my
yeah,
hand.
yeah. I definitely went for a regular handshake, and you probably went
Whoops.
for a dap up. Yeah, it's okay though. I had a really bad handshake with someone today.
So my wrist hurts from sledding, but
Yeah.
still.
Still,
Yeah. Bro, I hit a log while sledding last week. It
that was
was,
like 2 weeks ago.
oh, yeah, you're right.
That no, that was 3 weeks ago. That was the first week we were back after Christmas break, wasn't it? Or was it 2 weeks?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I hope it was.
It still clicks a little bit. Not
Chat,
concerning at all,
chat.
but
He might have busted his wrist.
it's fine.
That's okay.
But oh, this is already such a better episode than the last one.
Very off topic.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. That's what it's supposed to
Those
be.
those are the friendships you want. When you can go from talking about Jesus to talking about regular
Sledding.
life,
Yeah,
sledding, back to Jesus. Just keep flipping naturally. That's the friendships you want,
Yeah,
dude.
but I could talk about God like all day. I always so I meet a lot of people. I talk a lot. If you guys can't like tell, like hey, I talk.
He
You talk a
talks a
lot
lot.
too.
Not as
But
much
like,
as you.
yeah, that's true. So I've met a lot of people, and so like I'll go to the gym. I'll like be working out. And I'll start talking to people and stuff, and then yada yada. I'm like, wow, I've been here for like 2.5 hours, and I had like 4 movements I had to do today. I'm like, whoops. But back home, I have a buddy. Not gonna say his name because I don't even. He doesn't even know about this. But we were lifting, and he's like one of my like projects. I call him. Like I'm trying to get him, step into the word, kind of like how people helped me and stuff like that. And we were lifting and started talking about God with him, and I went on like a good hour-long rant and like completely lost every sense of any workout. And we
Hmm.
just talked about God, and I was like, I'd rather talk about God than lift. Like I love lifting, but
Oh yeah, I
you know.
completely agree. I know my worship leader back home. He has a podcast too.
Oh, okay.
He had a guest on there, and I have it written on my desk. It's his got the 4 F's: faith, family, fitness, finance.
Okay.
And I'm like, faith, family, fitness. I love fitness, and I just based on the topics we're talking about,
Yeah.
I love fitness and I love faith. But if I had to pick one of the two to talk about, I'd rather talk about faith any
Yeah.
day of the week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I started bringing my Bible to the gym actually at one point, and then at college it's just really hard, just because there's like you gotta fight for every machine
You
basically.
gotta,
It's
yeah.
like not that I feel bad reading my Bible, but it's like I'm like I try to work out relatively quickly, but usually that means I have to put both my AirPods in. That way I don't talk to people. Like I have to like force myself not to talk to people. It's pretty bad.
Yep.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Like
You got me on that too because you introduced me to everybody,
yeah,
and now I talk to everybody at the gym
yeah,
too.
yeah. It's my bad.
Nah, it's fine. It's
It's
fun.
okay though.
Community's
You
good.
can't win them all.
Nah, I think
Yeah.
God's been really moving this semester.
Even these these first couple weeks back
Yeah,
have been like huge.
yeah. Don't know what he's doing yet,
Yeah,
but he's
exactly.
doing stuff
And then,
all the time.
Isaiah 60:22.
Yep.
God's timing.
I don't know if you want to talk about like any personal challenges that God's really helped you overcome,
Yeah.
or like, but
So we'll just dive into the deep end because like something that I believe in a lot is like genuinely sharing like the nitty gritty. Just like
being vulnerable.
yeah, exactly, and just like being humble because I mean like a lot of people struggle with a lot of things, and it's like showing what God can do to like help you.
Mm-hmm.
I think is huge. So one of the things is like I said, I was like not a very like I did not grow up religious at all. And I was introduced to pornography at the age of like 11. Yeah. Like I don't mean that for like pity party, but
Well,
like
it's just sad
yeah.
that stuff gets to
Yeah,
such
to
young
like such a
kids.
young like age. And I know I'm not the only 11-year-old, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like sad and really bad habit, as you know, because I mean it one ruins your view of such a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of ruins your view on that and things like that. So like I've really struggled with that like growing up, and then especially once I found God, I was like, wow, like
It's a lot.
oofda, this is bad.
Yeah.
Like because God gives you that conviction, that own personal feeling of like, okay, yuck,
Yeah.
basically, like you need to change. And so that's something that I still have had some struggles with and stuff like that. But since actually coming to school, I've noticed that like community has just been huge, especially with people like my age. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you go to church and a lot of times it's like older people or like actual adults. Not that we're not adults, but it's like real
We are
people.
adults
Yeah,
technically.
like real people. You know,
We
like
don't feel like
people. Yeah,
adults.
exactly. So it's like being surrounded by other like kids or young adults who have that same passion for God. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
like I can be healed from that too. And so like that's been a journey for me, healing from that. And then another like personal thing, I guess. Like I said, like I believe in being vulnerable. In my past relationship, just a lot went down, and I actually like I talked to my pastor in those couple of weeks. I was like, dude, like I don't know what to do with these situations. Like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to go about this? And he was like, Aaden, like these were his words. He was like, Aaden, you're a great guy. Like, you're a phenomenal man. You are a good friend. You're a good person. Like you really truly are an awesome human. But you are like terrible at this. Like you are like literally the worst at this thing, and like there's no good at, and you're a lousy god. And I was like, as soon as he said that, I had like crazy conviction. But he's like, you're trying to be God for this person, like you're trying to shoulder these burdens that are only God's shoulders
Mm-hmm.
can actually like hold. And so then after kind of realizing that, um, it was really hard for me to let go of some of those things because it was really deep and there was a lot of things. And one of the things that like I ended up seeking therapy after like this relationship, which another little God moment for my testimony. I was like I was like, Mom, like I really think I need to like talk to someone about some of these things. And she's like, oh hey, like I know this person through this person. They say that this guy is really good. So I'm like, all right. So start going whatever. And he's kind of asked me some questions or whatever. I was like, yeah, and like I believe in God and I believe that he's really helped me with some of these, but I just need some extra guidance. And he was like, hey man, I love Jesus too. So I was like, wow, God,
Hey.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
God like ordained that. And
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, let's go. Like, that's so sick. But yeah, and one of the things that he was like, dude, go to God. Be completely honest. Like where were you in this situation? Or
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't believe you in that moment. Like I didn't like where were you? Like why was I in that situation? Like ask God. Because God knows that you're already thinking those things. And so I did a few times with a few different situations. Excuse me. And I was like but like for anyone who ends up watching this like all the way to this point of the video and like sees this part, like go to God with some of those harder situations and things and be like dude, where were you? Or like why didn't I feel you? Or like why was I in that situation? Why was I with this person or with this group of people while these things were happening? Like why was I there? And it's like God, like he'll he'll like speak to you. I just kind of sat after praying and asking, like begging God to tell me like where he was and why I was in these situations. And I was on my knees at home, crying on my bed. So I was like, dude, like I, I don't know where you were, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And then he was like, he kind of put these images and things in my head of like, this is what could have happened if you weren't there, or this is what could have been said if you weren't there, or this is what could have been done and things like that. And I was like, whoa, like hello Jesus, like praise the Lord, you
Dude.
were like praise God that you were with me
Yeah.
even in this moment where in the past I was like he wasn't there,
Yeah.
and now it's like okay, like
Mm-hmm.
whoa.
Dude.
So yeah, those are definitely some of those moments where God was like some of those more personal like I need Jesus in this
Mm-hmm.
moment, or like where was like where were you, dude?
Yeah.
And then I'm telling you, man, go or girl, sorry,
True. My
go,
mom watches this thing.
yeah, literally. Hi, Mrs. Licky. Um, I talked to you on the phone like 2 nights ago. Right? Was that last night?
Last night.
That was last night. Okay. Yeah, it's like go to God with those moments, no matter where you're at in your life, because it's like he already knows. He already
Real.
knows. He already knows
Yeah,
you were doubting him.
that's so real. Like he
Yeah.
already knows what you're thinking, what you're
Mm-hmm.
feeling. So why not just let it out and give it to him to carry? It's like it's so real instead
Yeah.
of just bottling it up. And I
Literally.
that goes out to a lot of guys because we're good at bottling stuff up. That's for
And
sure.
women too. It's
But
different ways of bottling things up, I
yeah,
think.
solid. We're back.
Yeah, we
I
watched
have
some NASCAR,
we watched some NASCAR because my iPhone has limited storage.
and there was a crash,
There was a
which
crash
we
in
were happy
NASCAR.
for. Not that everyone was okay,
Everyone was fine.
but yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, so we were talking about my favorite book in the Bible, which comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 14, verses 27 through 31. It says, "But Jesus spoke to them at once. 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'Take courage, I am here.' Then Peter called to him, 'Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water.'" This is like Peter is just like, dude, if that's actually you, Jesus, out on the water, like, tell me to walk on the water, basically. Like, give me the authority over the water to walk on it. And Jesus says, "Yes, come." So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" What we were talking about earlier was like some of those personal struggles and stuff like that. And this account of history, I guess, is so like impactful to me because it's like Peter had faith and kept his eyes on Jesus as he was literally walking on water, like a human being walking on water. Like, come on. As soon as he took his eyes off of Jesus and onto the storm, onto the problems in our lives, onto the problem in his life in that situation, he immediately began to sink. So I like to apply that, to me, like I take my eyes off of Jesus and I begin to sink in like my problems or like of the world that I struggle with, things like that. And it's just a good reminder to be like, okay, I gotta like refocus my gaze. Like I gotta look at Jesus again, and then I feel good.
yes, sir, dude. That's actually really funny that you bring it up because that's like my wallpaper is Jesus walking on
Come
water.
on, is it really?
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
me and my buddy from back home are going through a Bible plan called Faith Works, and we're going through a study of James. One of the questions was like, what verses help you get through?
Help strengthen your
Encourage,
faith.
yeah, pretty much. And it was I talked about that one.
Really,
Yeah, I
that's
was like
awesome.
Jesus, because like it's so true. It's like
Hmm.
when you're so focused on problems,
The storm.
the storm, it's like it overwhelms your mind,
Hmm.
and that's all you can think about. Versus if you're focused on Jesus and giving those problems to Jesus, he'll lift the load off and just carry you through whatever you're going through and will allow
Hmm.
you to walk on your problems.
Yeah, I think like Romans 12:2, which I have on my phone here, I think is also,
Don't follow the patterns of the world.
yeah, it says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect."
Mm.
I just think like it's a really big reminder, like Jesus, like you're gonna stand out from the world, and it's gonna be uncomfortable because
Mm-hmm.
people are gonna be like, "You're different,"
Yep.
and like you've changed, and why don't you go out and do these things anymore? And it's like it feels like you're wrong, and you feel like so called out and outed, and then you pray about it and stuff, and you realize it's like, no, like I can influence these people to like have this same thing, because like I know what I've been freed from.
Yeah.
Like you know what you've been freed from, and like that love and that peace that you feel. It's like I want to share that.
Mm.
I saw this thing on Instagram Reels, by the way. If you get them centered around God, or like our
No,
chat is
our
like
it's pretty full.
scroll like this, like over and over. It's insane.
It is kind of crazy.
Um,
It is kind of crazy.
yeah,
Not recently though, because we're trying to get off our phones.
yeah, very true.
So.
Literally. But one of the ones that I saw, it was like, well, okay, I'm gonna quote two of them.
Okay.
because they were both pretty cool. But the one I initially thought of is like I want to be the reason that someone or people believe that God is good, and it's like I want to be like a reflection of that. And it's like whoa, that's kind of like okay, like I
Mm.
can do that, That's something I can work on. And then the other one was like let's play like a hypothetical like what if game.
Mm.
What if God isn't real, but I live a life for Jesus? I live a life of serving people, forgiving people, and a life of gratitude. I lose absolutely nothing. But now let's say God is real and I live a life like not for Jesus. You lose everything. You lose eternity. Like, your body may die, your body may be sick as it is, you surgery, whatever, but like your soul is eternal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's what goes with that. And it's like, whoa, like why not just live like why not just be kind to the
Yeah.
person giving you food at like the dining halls?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, have a good rest of your day, man. It's like, thank you for this food.
Yeah. I think we have a lot of, especially in America, we got a lot of like, oh, I'm I'm like I'm my own god. Like
Mm-hmm.
people don't say that to themselves, but that's how they act. And I think um, submitting before someone else is a huge challenge. We're a very prideful uh, species,
Mm-hmm.
especially in America.
Yeah, that's why I believe like so much in like being humble and like just being vulnerable because it's like it's humbling.
Mm.
It's like okay, like I'm not better than these people,
Yeah,
things like that.
not being vulnerable doesn't help anybody. It doesn't
Yeah,
help you with your personal struggles, and it doesn't help someone else that may be going through the same thing.
like grow in their own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and being not being vulnerable with other people and acting like everything is okay is like a pride factor, I think.
mm-hmm.
And when you're vulnerable with those other people, not only and with when you're vulnerable with people and with God, not only is your spirit healing, God is healing your spirit that way, but you can also open a door for someone else to like ask you questions, or maybe like like us, like we started an accountability group
Yeah,
with Quinn too, about just like our struggles that we go through, and we've helped each other through that, and it's pretty recent still, so we're
yeah.
still getting used to it.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
remember what I was gonna say.
And you're not being weak, being vulnerable. It's a lot harder to be vulnerable than to not be vulnerable and put up walls. So,
I would agree, and you feel so much more free without those walls. Like you genuinely feel like lighter
yep.
when you have like that an Instagram reel I sent you the other day. It was like shared happiness is double the happiness, and shared burden is half the burden.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that, like being vulnerable and helping other people to like open up and stuff too. I forgot what I was
Oh,
gonna say
you
again.
what?
Yeah, I know that's crazy.
That is unfortunate. You're gonna
Um,
remember in like 30 seconds.
yeah. Well, one of the things I do remember is like same with being vulnerable, like forgiving others. We were forgiven on the cross, and forgiveness is like a personal thing. Like Nelson punched me in the face. Like, I'm not gonna forget that, obviously, but like that forgiveness is like I'm not forgiving him for necessarily him, but like but what was he going through that made him, or what did I say? But forgiveness is also like for your own heart, like letting go of those things, like letting go of those pains and stuff like that, is really, really huge. I
Well,
really have no clue what I was gonna say.
that's funny. But yeah, no, I completely agree. It's like when you have that grudge in your heart, it's just another burden that you're carrying around.
100%.
And when you either give that burden to God and forgive that person that did something wrong to you, it lightens the load so much more.
Mm.
It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, an analogy I saw or that I thought of, or maybe I got influenced by something, but it was like I could forgive you for doing something to me or stuff, and or I could like hold it in my heart and be like, I can never forgive you. I can never forgive you for doing that. And it's like we give God that feeling basically every single day
Yeah.
with our trespasses against Him, and He still chose us to wake up. Like that's huge. That's crazy. One of my favorite things that like I do is, the Father forgive them for they know not what they do. It's Father forgive Aaden for he knows not what he will do.
Mm,
And like God chose me to wake up.
yeah.
Like and like Jesus died for me.
Mm,
And it's like really eye opening. You kind of get lost in like the Father forgive them for they know not what they will do or do. Like it's kind of a broad like
yeah.
group. And then when you specifies it, like Father forgive Nelson for he knows not what he will do, it's like whoa.
Yeah. And
Like
like that's perfect. I feel like some people might think that's selfish, but it's like you're when he says all, like you're part of that all. So it's
hmm
okay to specify
exactly. I feel like we covered pretty
a
much
lot of it.
everything. Yeah, we kind of
We can run it back too and do it
yeah.
again at some point.
Yeah, I was just say like in like a couple months or like
Yeah.
dude the beginning of next semester. That would be kind of cool
Yeah,
just to
after
see
summer.
like the difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
like how has it changed and stuff
for
like
real.
that.
And
That'd be kind of
maybe
cool.
Aiden will have facial hair again.
Hey,
I miss
okay,
your facial
so
hair.
so I participated in No Shave November for the first time because I've never been able to grow facial hair, and I low key had like a little goatee going.
It was nice.
Yeah, and he wants me to grow it back, but my mom says, well, actually, after I shaved it, she goes, "There's my boy." Yeah, so I'm in a
Oh,
dilemma, and I don't
that's
know if I actually like the facial hair or not.
that's
So
great.
yeah, but I am shaving like every 2 or 3 days, so I'm getting sick of shaving. So it might come back. It
We
might make a,
we might
a
do
guest
mustaches.
appearance. Dare we? I think we dare.
Oh, that would be funny. But yeah, I'm down.
Why do you believe in God?
All right. Before I actually answer this question,
Come on.
no, I'm getting it. I just want to tell them why we're asking it. I saw a quote once. It's kind of like a harsh. It's like not harsh, but it's like a tough love
Yeah.
quote. If you don't know why you believe what you believe, it's not your belief. It's someone else's. And I think that's it's like dang,
Yeah. Wow.
because it if you don't have a reason for believing in something, why are you believing in it?
Yeah.
I think that was huge. That was a huge reason I think why I had false faith when I was young, like in high school or younger,
Yeah.
was because I just did it because my parents did it. It was like,
hmm
oh, I believe in God because I grew up going to church. Well, that's not my belief. That's my parents' belief because they
Yeah.
took me to church.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's eye opening. Dang.
hmm
Okay, so Nelson, why do you believe in God?
So for me, God came to me when I was at the lowest point in my life, and He completely turned it around. So it's not really like evidence based for me as it is for some people. It's more like I have felt Him, and He's filled me with something that nothing else has ever filled before.
Wow.
And just the way, like we were talking about last night, how like I've saved videos
Mm-hmm.
from when I used to be like really living for the world,
Yeah.
and I look at those and I'm like, just the change that he's made in my
Mm-hmm.
life has been so huge. And it's like people always say like people can't change, and it's like, dude, anything's possible with Jesus.
Literally.
He saved my life, and then once I realized how much he loved me, like the fact that he gave his life for me, for you,
Mm-hmm.
like he knows who you are. He's God. He knows everything. He knows he knit you together in your mother's womb, and he came and died for you. And to realize that love that he's given me and his sacrifice to me, I feel like I can't I can't not believe in him. I can't not serve him or be a follower of him or love him.
Wow.
It's like I feel like I owe him, which I do.
Yeah.
Like I owe him my life. And so
Wow.
that's my reason. So
That's
he's
crazy.
given me everything. So I'll
Yeah.
give him my everything the best I can. I'm not perfect, but I'll do my best.
Mm-hmm.
So your turn.
Well, before I go into that, I would say that part of the reason I believe in God is the Holy Spirit, because like I literally just got like those of you who know the Holy Spirit tingle, I just got that like all over. It was really cool. So
Real.
like that's a big part of the reason I believe in God. Another big part I believe in God is like other people's testimonies. It was like you hear that and it's just like I have a buddy who was riding a motorcycle and it was the first time he ever rode without a helmet on. He's your age. He was going to his grandma's house before high school graduation, and a car hit him from behind going 80, and his skull cracked
Yeesh.
her windshield. Yeah, and like dad was on the scene. His pastor ended up on the scene, and like the kid died. Like he should be dead. And when he woke up, the doctors were like, "You shouldn't be alive." And and if you the fact you are alive, you should be a vegetable basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should not have any function. And like this kid was back to benching like 275 within like 4 months. Yeah,
Yeesh.
yeah, crazy. Like testimonies, like I think are just huge. But like why I personally believe in God is a little bit more personal. Because for like a good 2 years of my life, from like seventh grade to ninth grade, like I didn't want to live. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I just didn't, which is really sad to say. I found God, and like, I'd always, I mean, like, obviously, I kind of got past that phase of my life, and like, I did want to live and stuff, but I was like, oh, I want to help people, so I'm gonna be a biomedical engineer, and I'm gonna produce prosthetics, help people, things like that. But like, I'm gonna be an athlete, or I'm gonna try to be a good person, so I have this reason or whatever. I was just kind of always seeking that like reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I found God, and all of a sudden, like I just have this like I feel like I got healed from the inside out, and it's like I have this reason that I want to live,
Yeah.
like like just in general, like I have this overwhelming desire to like spread the love, because I know what I've been freed from. Like I've been freed from those feelings of like, yeah, you shouldn't be here anymore. I've been freed from like some of those, lustful desires and things like that, or drinking, or stuff like that. It's like I just know what I've been freed from by praying and like being on my knees and being like, God, like here I am,
Mm-hmm.
like help.
Yeah,
like
dude.
clean me out. um yeah, which the dining hall food does a very good job of trying to replicate clearing you out, by the way.
Gosh.
You can
Oh.
edit that out. But
Oh, that's
but
staying.
no,
That's fine.
like I just know personally what I've been so freed from,
Mm.
and some of those feelings that try to come back at me, and then I pray, and then they're gone. Like
That doesn't just happen.
exactly. And like you said, like people do change,
Mm-hmm.
even though the world says people don't change, and then like they're right, people doesn't change unless they choose Jesus, and Jesus changes them.
Yep.
And it's like that's how I feel. Like I have that burning sensation in my heart to live for Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that's why I believe in God, because Jesus was sent by God, and like God's the Father. So
And
yeah,
Jesus is God.
exactly, exactly. Um, yeah. So
That's
like
so cool.
that's why I believe in God. Like I just have that ultimate like reason to live. It's not wavering. It was never like bouncing from thing to thing. Like, oh, I want to help people, or oh, I want to do this, or I want to be an athlete, or I want to get good grades, or it's kind of always changing. And then all of a sudden, I got this. I found God, and it was like boom.
Yeah.
And Q Dizzy, is that you? Oh, he's back. But yeah, no, that's why I believe in God. Yeah,
Yes, sir. That's
definitely,
awesome,
definitely. Yeah,
dude.
pretty cool.
That is so cool.
Mm,
Awesome, dude.
praise Jesus, baby,
Yes, sir.
all
Uh,
the way.
I was gonna say something, and now I completely
Yeah,
forgot
see,
what I
there
said.
you go.
You had said something. Oh, yes. So you said that you just go to God and He'll clean you. Like
Mm,
that's so real. Like
mm,
you just have to go to God, guys. And I think I said that in the first video too. Like He'll take you wherever you're at, no matter how dirty you are. And this kid's texting. I'm just kidding. He's
no,
not.
no, no,
No, he's
no, no.
finding this verse.
I'm finding the
But
verse.
but
That's
he's.
messed up.
But yeah, he'll change you. You just have to go to him, and he'll change you.
Exactly. Matthew 19, verse 26. Jesus looked at them intently and said, "Humanly speaking, it is impossible, but with God, everything is possible." So that goes back to what we were talking about. Change.
Changing.
Yeah. It's change.
People can't change.
Yeah. With God.
With God. Never stop praying for your friends or family who don't believe, guys.
I saw a really good testimony
I
about
think you
that the other day.
texted me
I think
that.
I sent it to
Yeah,
you.
you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, definitely.
because God can't do anything.
100%.
Thank you for coming. I'm
Thank
sure I'll
you
see
for
you.
inviting me. I'll probably
Well,
hang
let's
out
finish
for a
this.
little bit.
We got homework to do tonight.
Oh, man, I got a big exam tomorrow. We
Really?
can cut that out because now we're just talking.
We are. NASCAR.
Yeah, literally.